Hi, it's Sandra here from Creating in Spain with a couple of tips on stamp making again. Now, I'm sort of going back in time, but then also going forward. You get the idea. I've previously done videos on using a black vinyl to make your negatives, but I'm coming back to this just with a little tip for you. Because I know that a lot of you have got cutting machines, but maybe you don't have a laser printer to print transparencies onto tracing paper. This method can still be used very well for an awful lot of designs, not everything, but basically if it's a design you could read, you can use it, all right? So what I do with this is a slightly, ever so slightly different method on my stamp making. Right, you have your glass plate, you take this, but you turn it upside down so you have the plastic. This is put onto a dossier folder, so basically it's on a piece of this plastic, all right? You can get these everywhere. And this is a packet of 15 sheets, cost me €2.80. That gives me 30 sides. I can get an awful lot of these out of that, okay? So it's quite cheap to do. And I literally kiss cut it onto a piece of that plastic. And what I've done is turned it over so the plastic is uppermost and put it on my glass tile. Now, if you're doing lettering, you must reverse your lettering, otherwise you're going to get it backwards. With the print method, you don't have to. With this method, you need to. And I then will put my frame on top. Now you notice that I have this precisely measured to my frame because I'm able to do that. So I'm not wasting any material that I don't have to. Now because that's a relatively small frame within a large area, I just use a second one of my frames to add balance to the glass on top. Then you pour the liquid polymer directly into there and you top it off with another piece of the plastic, like so, and the glass sandwich. Now the difference is that because so little light will get through that black vinyl, because this is a good quality one, this image is going to come out really nicely. But because there is no, or very, very little light getting through this bit, the back of the stamp, if you give it the same timing, won't be fully formed. So what you need to do is to give the back of the stamp an extra 10 seconds. You do that and it will come out perfectly like this one has, not a problem. If you don't give it the extra 10 seconds, you'll probably find that you don't have a decent back and that maybe your image is free floating and you've wrecked your stamp, okay? So that's why you give it the extra time. Right, just sort of something else that I'd best mention. If you choose to use an overhead projector film to put your vinyl onto like this, the light doesn't get through it quite as easily. Don't ask me why, because it's clear, but it's just the way it is. And the gel will stick to it a bit more than it sticks to the document wallet things. So it's slightly more difficult to clean up. But having said that, if you do choose to use it, it will work, but you need to add 20 seconds to the back curing time. So if you're using 30 normally with a print, you will need to use 50 seconds with this method. The other thing which is quite good about this method is if you are starting off and you really don't know what your curing times are, you have a bit of leeway. Let me show you. So for example, this would be my print, which I would put down here. And I would have my frame here. And that's how my gel would be, only it wouldn't be cured at the time. Then I'd have my second piece of plastic over the top, and then my glass plate. Now, when it comes out of the lamp normally, after being cured, it's this way up, all right? And it is possible, if you turn it over, when you take this glass plate off, what you'll find is that that will come away freely as long as you have a large enough piece of plastic under and over. what you'll be left with is the actual sandwich like so. And because it's got the gel in there, it will actually be physically stuck together. You won't be able to wreck it. And if you pull back this side, you'll be able to tell whether you have a decent base on your gel. And the other thing is, if when it's on the glass plate, you just press around your design, you'll be able to tell, because that will be firm. If it's not firm, you know that that design needs some extra curing time. If it's the design which isn't really firm enough, but you've got the base on, then you turn it over and you just put it back under for another 10 seconds maybe. And that may well save your design from being a complete disaster if it wasn't already done. So there we go. That's a possible remedy for an under-cured stamp. Can't do anything about an over-cure, but you can do something sometimes about an under-cure. Right. The other tip I wanted to give you is that when you've used this and you pull it all apart, you'll find there's a load of gloop on here. And you might think, well, okay, I've got to take it to the sink and I've got to wash it. Actually, you don't. Be crafty. While you're washing out the actual stamp, put that back under your lamp, just switch it on for 60 seconds or whatever. And when you take it out, it will be a solid piece of gel and you can just throw that piece away, leaving your plate clean and clear. If you do have any sticky remnants left on your plate, just take a paper cloth and you can clean everything that you use for the stamp making up with this. You can either use this, it works really, really well, it's just a window cleaning solution, or isopropyl alcohol. All right, put it onto a cloth and just wipe over. And you can reuse this as many times as you like, because it's not going to come into contact with water and it's going to be perfectly clean for future use. Now, if you're a glasses wearer like I am, I always find that even though I don't deliberately touch my glasses, they get covered in smudges and all the rest of it. Now, you must check, before you do this, you must check whether your glasses have a coating on it that can't take it, but I use this or the alcohol to clean my glasses as well, and it works really, really well. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Take care now. Bye-bye.